Okay, now I can click. Yeah. Cool. All right. Yeah. So to create a new course, we can click here, create new topic. So yeah, let's create a course on super learning, just as an example. Then we basically get to this view. So this is where we create the curriculum for our course, and it's kind of like this mind map tree of knowledge kind of view. So we could add our subsections in here. So every section is a lesson, but then within a lesson you can create other lessons again as well. So, for example, I want to talk a bit about methodology. And then maybe some theory or stuff like that. And then within the methodology, I can create like so in Traverse, basically I've created the learning, I've separated the learning process in those 4 stages, right? So it's like, first you have like the knowledge management, which is what we are doing here basically. So where we are basically constructing our tree of knowledge. And then afterwards, we're gonna build deeper understanding of the topic. Then we do memorization. And finally, like applying our knowledge. So at this point, where we have it kind of outlined, we can move stuff around if we wanted to. Like you could move stuff, yeah, like this. You can move it inside another lesson, or you can move the position just by dragging it like this. And then we can basically, for each of those lessons, add the actual content, right? So to do that, we just click. So click once to focus, and then we click again to open it. And then here we can say like write a summary, or actually, so this if you publish your course, this first one is basically going to be like your sales page, or like whatever is the first thing that people are going to see even before they actually buy it. So you probably want to give some introduction here about what the course is about. So I think Reddy is joining us as well. There he is. Hello, Reddy. How are you?
Hey, Dom. Sorry I was late.
Yeah, no problem. We're just getting started. So it's
Awesome.
it's a small workshop. So any of you can chime in anytime you want, by the way. If you have any questions, just ask them right away.
Excellent.
Right. So yeah, here we have our content. So we can then insert images as well. So easiest way to insert an image is just copy it. So for example, if I want to copy an image from Google, I would just do that. Interesting. I can copy it here. But then we can also upload it by clicking this plus here, or using the slash. And then we have several options. For example, yeah, image here to upload from computer. We can also upload audio files. And then you can also use video. So currently only YouTube is supported, but if you have any other platform where you host your videos, it's very easy to add support for that as well. So in that case, just ping me. So yeah, let's maybe find a fun YouTube video that we want to add in. Well, I can add one from my own channel, I guess, because I'm a YouTuber now as well. So.
Hey, Dominic, while you do that, I had a quick question.
Yeah.
So, so while playing around with it, I just realized that I cannot upload a video from my desktop. I mean, from the computer. I'm guessing that's still not supported, isn't it?
Yeah. So we don't currently have video upload. So I mean, that's something you can definitely add at some point. Actually, I think I'm not sure. I've never tried this before, but I think like if you select audio file here, you might actually be able to upload a video file as well. Because I think it doesn't actually check that.
Oh, really? Okay.
I don't know. We can try it quickly, just see if it works.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so now it's, yeah, okay. So if you upload the audio file, you will have to reload the page afterwards. It's not
Okay.
it doesn't preview it correctly right away. So let's see. Let's try one more time. Yeah, but otherwise you could just upload to YouTube first and then insert it. And if you have any other place where you usually host your videos, yeah, just tell me and I'll add support for that as well.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so yeah, it doesn't detect a video yet because actually that's quite easy to change because you have the MP4 here. So actually I could enable that, so you would be able to upload videos as well. Let me make a note of that somewhere.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but as an example, we can do a YouTube video instead, maybe. So that's then previewed right away. And yeah, so that's like the first lesson. And then the way this is actually going to work for the student is they're going to walk through this tree, basically flowing in the order of the arrows, right? So you're going to go here to super learning, then to the methodology, knowledge management, understanding, memory application, then theory. So yeah, let's just add some more content here. So yeah, by default, it will insert all the links to the lessons that are inside this this section. You don't have to keep them there. You can just remove them. If that makes more sense for you, if you don't want to use it to be able to jump around like that. Right. Knowledge management. So here, let's say we acknowledge. Yeah, so that's basically the first step that we've done now, right? The knowledge management step. And now to build deeper understanding, what we usually would do if you had a lot of content, maybe we can paste some more content. Actually, let's take the getting started course where I already have this content and copy it from there. Yeah, so that's another thing. If you search here, it will not only search your own lessons, but it will also search all the other public lessons that have courses that have been published by others. So it's an easy way to find stuff as well, because there's a lot of stuff there which is not in the explore section, but it still exists. So yeah, if we copy this, for example. And now our course that we are working on has also appeared on our home screen, so we can access it more quickly. So yeah, once we've got this kind of content, then the next step is adding questions. So if this is for personal study, this is questions about things we do not fully understand yet. So it's basically for us to build a deeper understanding. And if this is for if this is a course which you intend to publish, then it's of course questions for the students to build their understanding. But I mean, the type of question is going to be quite similar. So here probably you would ask something like, yeah. So basically, what's it? How does Elon Musk view knowledge, right? Then the answer would be like as a semantic tree. So yeah, you would basically do that for all the content that you add in the course. And then this leads right into the next step as well. So the next step is like the memorization. So once yeah, you've got kind of this overview and you've added in questions about the parts you don't understand yet or that you want the students to understand, then those questions are basically used for they're turned into flashcards, which are then reviewed using the spaced repetition algorithm that a platform has built in. So we can actually, if we had a few more questions.
You're gonna demo that, Dom? That'd be cool to see the flashcard functionality.
Yeah, definitely. So we have this here. And then basically, once we start learning, it will start learning at whatever lesson you're at right now. So we can do that here, and it will show that here. And then it's basically gonna show us the flashcard. So that the student is gonna see the lesson first, and then afterwards it will view the flashcard. But since we created the lesson, it will view as the flashcard right away. So basically, you got this question, then like you have to recall this. Like you actually have to stop and recall this right before you reveal it. And then once you've done it, you press reveal, and then you can basically rate yourself. And this then determines when the next review is going to be. So that's like the spaced repetition algorithm. So for example, by default, it will be reviewed the next day. But if it was very easy, it will be reviewed again in 6 days. And then of course, all right, this one's still empty. Then the next time we're going to review it. So obviously it's not due for review until tomorrow now, but we could still we can override that and review it anyway. And then obviously the next time we're going to review it will be even further away. So if you press this again, it will be reviewed in 6 days. So that's like the spaced repetition algorithm. Yeah, so let's just add a bit more content here, and then we can also see what it looks like if we were actually going to publish this. And then yeah, here, so we use spaced repetition, which is basically this algorithm, right? Which makes sure that after every review, basically will review it at the exact moment you are about to forget, and then that means that the next review will always happen. Like every review interval will be larger than the previous one, as long as you remember correctly, of course. If you forget it, then the interval will be reset, and you have to review that question again sooner. So that's spaced repetition, and then active recall is basically this process where we have our prompt, our question first, and then we have to try to force our brain to think about it rather than just passively rereading it. Yeah, and then in terms of application, I mean, spaced repetition is kind of an application because you could use that to set prompts for deliberate practice, for example, as well. Like if you were learning how to write, you could have a prompt to write like a particular essay or something like that, and do that periodically. And apart from that, we also have a community which you can join on Discord here. I'm not sure if the community will stay on Discord. It might move it to some other platform, but for now it's here. And yeah, basically you can ask anything here and get support. And I want to create like accountability groups here as well around people studying similar subjects. And one quick way to add questions as well is basically create like this kind of gap sentences. So if you select a word here or a couple of words, and then you click add question, it will basically generate a question for you, which is that which leaves out the selected word, and then the question will be the sentence around that. So this is very quick, but it's quite an effective way to learn. And if we were now to study this course from the beginning, so basically go here and start studying, it would go to all of the flashcards which we added in order, and yeah, then we get a little celebration once you finish as well, which is very nice, of course. And then if we publish that for others to study, so let's do that now. We're just going to make this free. Yeah, so let's open this in a private window. So let's say I'm not logged in and I just got a link to your course. So I'm basically going to see this, and I will be able to go through all of the content. Obviously, my progress won't be saved because I'm not logged in yet. So the way that works is they're basically going to view the lesson first, and then after they completed the lesson, if the lesson has any questions, they will be asked those questions right away, and then they will be repeated again, depending on how well they remember them. I think it's going to prompt me at some point to create an account as well to save my progress. Yeah, there you are. So yeah, this is a good way for students to get interested in your course, and then if they actually want to get those emails, so they will get email reminders as well when they have questions due for a review. Yeah, if they actually want to get those and save their progress, they would then need to create an account. And obviously the same would be true if your course was a paid course. They would need to create an account to basically buy that and access it as well.
So can I just clarify then, if you click on that link as a new student, you basically can see all the lessons, all the topics, and you can like take the flashcards, but it doesn't save your progress. Is that right?
If it was a free course, it would be like that, yeah. So it would prompt you obviously to create an account because it's quite, well, I mean, it's not pointless, but it's you don't get the benefit of spaced repetition that way.
Right.
If it was a paid course, it would just preview like the first couple of lessons, usually it's like 5, and then they would actually have to create an account to and buy that course in order to continue.
Okay, so the incentive, if you're an author with a free course, for students is that they get to save their progress and then benefit from spaced repetition.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and obviously, rather than just follow the course in a linear way, your students can also browse around and explore the like the mind map on their own.
Is there a way to set the pace for the course? Like, can I set it in such a way that I want lesson 1, 2, 3 to be taken in the next 3 days. But then you can take 4, 5, 6 over the next week or so. But then again, 7, 8, 9 has to be done within 2 days because I'm trying to set some sort of a rhythm to the learning.
That's a good idea. So that's not currently possible. But one thing I have been thinking about, so yeah, it could either be, as you described, like the creator would basically set that for the student. But then another idea would be to add an onboarding where they basically tell you, like, I want to study 10 minutes a day, or I want to study like half an hour a day. And then basically the number of new lessons and old lessons to repeat would be adjusted such that it always fit in that window that they want to study.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's probably I'm going to do it first like that, where that's part of the onboarding, and it's like the user decides their own pace. But then, as you said, it might also at some point be possible for creators to set like a number of lessons that's most suitable for that course.
Yeah, like we could at least have a suggested pace, right? Like the student obviously gets to decide their own pace, but like, you could say like, for ideal results, this is a suggested pace, though you can take it however you like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then obviously if you got if you're studying like a lot of courses, you've created a lot of courses, you're studying some other ones, at that point your reviews are going to be like interleaved, so it's basically pretty much mixed up. So most of mine are actually Chinese, but yeah, this is what a review process is going to look like.
银行
And you have audio as well, I should mention. Those parts. Yeah, so there was some Chinese, but now it's mixed with some French stuff as well.
Antoinette est calme.
But if you wouldn't want that, you can of course also review your cards, like your lessons separately. So if I just wanted to review the Chinese stuff, for example, I would click here and then do review questions, and it only reviews my Chinese stuff rather than interleaving the several subjects together. And then, yeah, another thing I should mention is you have also import options. So if you already got content elsewhere, for example, Anki is a well-known flashcard space repetition software. You can upload Anki-Dex as well, and it will basically convert it into a traverse course. And there's also like a more experimental option to import from web articles as well. Actually,
Hey, Dominic, isn't importing from the web article same as the option that you have to add a backlink wherein I put a URL there, and it gives me asks me if I can add it as a lesson. So would it not go fetch everything from the web and convert it into a lesson there?
Yeah, I think so. What you mean is this option, right? So if, for example, I want to add a link here, so I could either do 2 brackets or just click add link here. And yeah, if I just press enter, it will add a link. But here it actually also provides this option of turning that into flashcards. Actually,
so is the same as importing from a web article or a blog or?
Yeah. This is basically the same option. Actually, I have some conflicts because I imported this before. Yeah, and then it kind of tries to separate this out in a smart way, like one or a couple of paragraphs per lesson. So it basically creates this tree of knowledge for you, right? And this will require some editing, usually obviously to turn it into like to actually turn an article into a course. And then
so what's the logic for the generation of the tree here? Is this based on like paragraph separation in the article?
Yeah, it's like kind of smart paragraph separation with some header detection as well.
Cool.
And then some limits on the size of the paragraph.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I think the Anki import feature is really cool. Can you do it the other way around as well? Like if you create a flashcard in Traverse and then export that to an existing Anki deck that you've got, just because then you could use the Anki mobile app to review stuff?
No, so you can't do it the other way around yet. But I mean, obviously, since this is a web app, it works quite well on mobile as well, especially for like the reviews. For creation, it's going to be a bit harder.
Cool.
So yeah, the idea would just be to do the reviews in the web app on mobile.
Fair.
Yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. So yeah, if you guys have any other questions or anything else you would like to see, then yeah, please ask.
Hey, I had a quick one.
Yeah.
So as a course creator, do I actually get to interact with the folks who's going through the lessons? Or let's say the other way, if not from me, it could be from them. I mean, do they have that option?
Yeah, so what they can do is they can leave comments at each of the lessons, and you will then be, if somebody leaves a comment here, like the creator of this course, you will be notified by email, so you can then respond to that. So if somebody says, what is this? Then basically, yeah, you can then reply them. So that's one thing we have right now.
Okay.
And then the other way, once this is going to be integrated more tightly with the community, and whether that's going to be Discord or something else, I think that would probably then be the main way to interact with your students, because that would make it much easier to do like accountability and support and stuff like that as well, right? So that's where the course that Ryan and I are creating is going to play a much bigger role as well.
At least as a course creator, I would get to know who's picked up the course, who's going through it or not. Do I have that level of privilege?
Yeah, so that information is there. And currently it's all email based, so you get email notifications when people start your course, etc. But I'm gonna add monitoring of that as well, because obviously that will be quite nice to have.
Okay.
So that you would be able to just see some graphs and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. Any
Great
other
stuff, Tom. Do you think the Anki import stuff is really nice? And it's interesting, that feature with importing articles and breaking it up into that tree. I hadn't seen that functionality. That's really nice.
Yeah, like I originally created that for myself. I think it's I'm not sure what the ideal use case for it is. I think for now it's a bit of a gimmick. Like it could potentially make it easy for you to write an article and then quickly create a course out of that. But yeah, it's there. Cool. Any other questions?
Is there any way to export the comments out from here, or to make it, some sort of a web mention sort of a thing? So, whatever interaction we're getting inside the course, moves into the social sphere as well?
So you mean like if somebody moves as a comment here, that would go into like like Twitter or
Twitter maybe? Yep.
I mean,
So that would
yeah.
that would, like, push out more interest or generate more interest on the course, because like, suppose I solved something and I'm like, yes, I understood this thing, and I'm just sharing it to the world. Or suppose I didn't get it and I'm like, damn it, I didn't understand this, or I didn't get it yet. And it kind of like generates interest and brings in more people into the course, maybe just to
Yeah.
make the experience more playful.
Yeah, I think there's definitely some opportunity there. Generally, yeah, integrating with social media like Twitter could be quite powerful. Yeah, so yeah, good one to think about.
Because I'm just trying to understand if there's some way in which I can create some sort of a social outreach without having to promote the course. Like typically, if I had to do it, like, I'll have to promote the course entirely by myself. I'll have to like push it out there, tell people, share this, bring it out there, let people know, etc. But in this way, each time someone who's doing the course reaches a milestone, like you had the GIF, right, where the whole "yoo-hoo, you got it" sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like if now that milestone gets shared online, I feel that much more reinforced. Plus, other people get to know about it and they join me in that.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I think that's probably quite easy to do. Like, so once you get that celebration, I think you could quite easily add like a social sharing link, like publish this on Twitter or something like I got like 50 points today, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I should do that. That's easy as well. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, cool.
Hey, Dom, another thing. What's the point thing out there right next to your name icon on the top right corner?
Oh, so that's basically the number of. So this is something I added recently. Okay. So basically, you get a point for every new review and every new lesson that you've learned, and then you can keep track of your streak as well. So your day, if you really create a good daily habit and you do your reviews every day, everything will turn green eventually.
Okay.
And I only introduced this 5 days ago, so that's why there's only 5 green dots here. Yeah. Cool. I think.
Okay, one last question.
Yeah, quick.
Do you have dark mode?
I don't know why people keep asking about dark mode. I don't like dark mode personally.
I'm not a big fan of dark mode either.
Yeah, I think it's like there's been some research on how it's how people better easier absorb information is if it's black text on a white background rather than the other way around. So that's the excuse I always use for not building dark mode. You could obviously build it yourself by using some CSS or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's very high on the to-do list, but maybe someday.
No, but that is an important thing. Like, is that really a thing? That the fact that you actually learn things better if there's a white background and black text, because that is something that could make a lot of sense.
Yeah, so
if you are actively interested in that. Yeah,
there's been some research into that, and I think it's that because so usually what like people in tribes used to see is like they would see like a white background like the sky, and then they would have dark things like trees and stuff like that in front of it. So our eyes are kind of adjusted to that rather than the other way around. So I think it probably makes sense.
Gotcha.
But actually, I'm just too lazy to build it. So.
Yeah, but I'm curious because like I have a whiteboard, and I'm always wishing I had a blackboard, but then blackboards you have to use chalk. So right now thinking about it, it makes me wonder, because if I had a blackboard and if I had a whiteboard physically, which one would be more enticing? You got me thinking there.
Yeah, well, I think the thing about blackboards is that they are much higher contrast than whiteboards. So that's why blackboards might still work better than but chalk is higher contrast than if you have this like whatever you have on the whiteboard, right? Like those markers.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, so that brings us to another point. Do you
We've got
have
1 minute left, but I'm on the free Zoom version, but yeah, go quickly.
do you have whiteboard embed option, like some sort of a Miro board or
Mm,
Excalibur or something like that?
yeah, so what I'm thinking is maybe if you can do embeds in the same way that Notion does it, so you could basically embed any link, and that shouldn't be too hard to do. I will have to have a look into that, but that's something also on a to-do list. So yeah, then you would have Miro, Whimsical, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I think this meeting is going to be closed soon because I'm on a free room.
Thanks, Dom. This was good. I think Traverse has come a long way since I made my last course.
Nice. Yeah, well, yeah.